Hi there, Tyler Douthat coming at you live today on this Thursday. Live Periscope broadcast across Twitter as well. And today I'm here to do a Q&A. Any questions, ask anything you want, ask anything about selling, e-commerce, selling on eBay, selling on Amazon, my thoughts on the world, politics, podcasting, whatever it may be. Brief intro about myself. My name is Tyler Douthat. I'm a top 2% Amazon seller. I'm the largest earbud seller in North America. Excluding someone like Apple or Samsung. Hey there, Andrew. Excluding Apple or Samsung, people that include earbuds with phones, I'm not that big, don't want to be that big. But outside of that, I'm the largest earbud seller in North America. Sell a lot to schools. Huge on Amazon, using Amazon Prime especially. Hey, they're coming in, McGee. And sell a lot on Amazon, a lot directly to schools. They're a huge consumer of earbuds, and been growing my personal brand along the way, documenting my journey. A daily vlog, the TD Grind, series of car talks across all the video channels. I got a podcast on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Stitcher, growing on to Anchor as well. So that's kind of the gist about me. I'd be happy to answer any questions anybody has about anything. Ask about me, ask about what I do, selling, my thoughts on politics, the world. It's kind of a free-for-all. I've got about, what gave me the idea? It was a journey of ideas. I'd always kind of bought and sold stuff on the side at my old job before I was self-employed. And it was always kind of a trial, error, and react. Trial and reaction is probably what I'd call it. And I tried some things along the way. Not a lot of things took off. Then I tried the earbuds, and they did well. Then I catered to the bulk, and that went better. Then Amazon Prime. Then directly to schools, the whole deal. So it's just been a reaction. As the demand was there, I keep increasing supply and availability and selection along the way. Fingerlings for life. What was the other one? Let's see, these scroll through sometimes. Where do those go? It was, how long did it take me to become a top 2% Amazon seller? Well, and it's hard to measure that in terms of the actual selling, because Amazon doesn't release those things, but out of seller surveys based on sales volume and reported profit margins, that's where I put myself in the top 2% based on the margins that I'm able to accomplish, as well as a sales volume in terms of dollars. Now, does Amazon report that or verify that? No, they don't, but that's seller reported. eBay, I do sell on eBay a little bit, but that's really dried up over time. I really focused my efforts on Amazon because I was getting a much, much stronger, better reaction there. But I do still sell some stuff on eBay, but it's mostly nickel and dime stuff at this point, as I've trimmed down. I'll come back to that FBA question in a second. As I've trimmed down my product selection, I am focusing more and more on the earbuds, so eBay's almost just to get rid of things at or below cost to free up things off of my plate. FBA, fulfilled by Amazon. To answer your question there, yes, all of my earbuds on Amazon are sold on Amazon Prime, which is code for FBA for us sellers, under the brand TFD Supplies, and that is where the majority of the sales take place. About 80 to 85% of my business comes through Amazon, which is on Amazon Prime for the earbuds. The other 15%, which is a growing piece, of targeting schools directly, establishing myself as a brand that schools are willing and able and desiring to work with. So yeah, I've been slowly siphoning those customers off because that was trial and reaction when I realized that so many of my sales on Amazon Prime were coming from schools. Then I reacted, started selling, marketing directly to schools with Facebook ads, going to principal conferences, go to about one of those a month to interact with the decision makers at schools, and also email marketing, just go to a school website, email the principal, one at a time, and then see where it goes from there. And that's where that's been going. So I'll be happy to answer any further questions along the way. If not, I'll just keep on rambling on my own way here. Let's see, what's been on my mind lately? Podcasting, the audio world. Audio had a big push in maybe the early mid-2000s. Podcasting was a thing then because audio was accessible and video wasn't yet. Then, come mid-late 2000s, everyone and their mother and their cousin and their 2-year-old kid have an HD camera in their pocket. So when that happens, then video becomes popular. Everyone starts putting video about their opinions for everything, myself included, because I have my daily vlog just documenting my real-life journey in the world that I live in. And then people realizing now, they're being reminded, they always knew, but time is an asset. It's the ultimate asset, in my opinion, and it's something that you never get any more of. Hey, they're coming in. So because time is so valuable, podcasting is going to see in the next 5 to 10 years, in a while, the resurgence. People are going to rely more and more and more on audio, and that's because time is so valuable. It's amplified by things like Alexa, Google Home, all these things. You can wake up and say, hey Google, play this for me. Hey Alexa, play this for me. Hey Siri, play this for me. All of these things that are going to be audio based are going to be an opportunity for people like myself looking to grow a brand with someone's attention. Audio is a budding, burgeoning marketplace right now, because it's only going to go up, and right now it's kind of low in my mind in the big picture compared to where video is, but it's going to go up in the next 5 years, and I'm going to be there to take advantage of it, and I really think that anyone else should take advantage of it as well. That's why I'm going hard into audio with I do audio all the time, really, SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, and Anchor. And I have been just scraping the audio for a while out of my videos with free tools you can get off to take audio out of YouTube videos. Then now I'm starting to do more exclusive only audio content. I still have a podcast series called the TD Project with a co-worker, teammate of mine, his wife, who's hilarious, and called the TD Project. We're 2 episodes in, 3rd episode getting recorded and edited and uploaded today. And that's a big deal too. So that's audio exclusive stuff. And then I'm going to start pushing more and more into audio exclusives. It's just the market to be had. And so in addition to the video, which I will still keep scraping the audio out of those, I'm going to have more and more audio exclusives available only for audio, because that's where I think I need to push some of my attention and some of my efforts, because it's such a growing marketplace. So please consider audio podcasting, no matter who you are, all free. You can get started for free. Don't pay anything to get started. Please ask any questions you want. I'm here to answer any questions you might have about me, about selling on eBay, selling on Amazon, e-commerce, personal finance, politics, the world, anything you got. I'm pretty good at my feet. So if you get anything, please throw it at me for a question. I'll be happy to answer it live here. No filter, and answer the questions in the order in which they are displayed on the screen. So what else is going on in the world? Yeah, I'm here. I do my Periscope normally on 1 to 2 times a week. My daughter goes to speech therapy at the school across the road here, so I end up with about 20 to 25 minutes of dead time that I can't do a whole lot of other things because I'm not at the office. I can do stuff on my phone, but so much of my work has to be done kind of at home, which is where I work. So I do things that I can do, such as right now. I get a little bit of peace and quiet, and it's a good time for something like a Periscope. I used to do Facebook Live, I still do those sometimes, Instagram Live, and I was trying the different areas to see where I got the best response. And I tend to get the best response on Twitter. And what I like using Periscope, what I like about it a lot too, is the ability to actually share. You do something on Instagram, there's no sharing mechanism on Instagram. So even though I would get more viewers, it was harder to spread the word organically. So then I started switching over to Periscope, which does not have the attention that Facebook Live or Instagram Live has, but it is still able to share more things. You can share, like, follow, the whole organic growth a lot more how I like it. So that's why I do Periscope now, and I'll probably still trial in more, like the TD Project, my podcast series that I'm recording this afternoon. That I'm going to do on Facebook Live and see how it goes. It's just a little bit easier, in my opinion, to try different things, because that one isn't established as my personal brand. So that has its own entity that lives on Facebook under the TD Project or the tdproject.com, and that's where you go from there. Please, any further questions? I'm all about you today. So hey there, Aiden2144. Please ask any questions you want. I'll be happy to talk about anything at all in the world. Questions about me. I am a top 2% Amazon seller, so please, I know a few things about selling on Amazon or eBay or e-commerce or credit card processing or PayPal or any kind of cash flow, all these things, margins. I've learned a few things about them along my journey so far, so I would be happy to answer anything about them. If not, I'll keep on rambling on myself, but I'll answer any questions anybody asks. I don't charge for any courses. People do ask me on pretty regular occasion if I have an Amazon course. I'd pay for that course on Amazon. You might, but I wouldn't sleep well at night charging for an Amazon course like that. I know some people do that. A big push in the courses. It's not me. I give all my content away for free because what I want to do is provide value and in return get attention, which then I can harness for anything in the future. So I use what I can, the knowledge I have, my skill sets to provide value as often as I can to anyone that asks it, knowing that eventually that's going to come back to me again. Last week I was invited to do a podcast recording in St. Louis called The Money Advantage. It's a podcast just getting started, but I was on there, talked for about an hour or so, and they were so surprised that I was willing to just give all my information away that they would be scared of competitors, or wait, you're telling us that the earbud market is ripe and you're selling directly to schools? Yes and yes. And they say, well, aren't you afraid that someone's going to just go and do the exact same thing you're doing and take that over? Not really. I can't say I am. There's a car going by here. I'm not afraid of it because most people, you can tell them exactly what to do. You can say, the earbud market is ripe. You can say, sell to schools. You can say all these things, and they'll say, oh, okay. And they'll go back to watching Netflix. Most people aren't doers in the same way. It's a small group of people, and there are many of us, like myself, that do that, but many of those people are already involved in ventures of their own and don't really have the time, the desire, whatever it may be, to get involved in a whole new thing. So, I get it. But most people, you can tell them exactly what to do to take over the world, and my wife likes that phrase, to take over the world, and they won't do it. So no, don't worry about it at all. Not to mention, I'm already established, and it took years to get to the place I'm at with the earbud market, years. So it's definitely a game because you have to have cash flow, you have to have a lot of stock, a lot of inventory, relationships, the whole thing, which all these things take time. So even if someone now was to get into it, one, I will probably outwork them. Two, I will probably out-execute them. And three, I already have established things, which takes time to gain trust and build customer relationships. No matter how you do it, you can cut some things out along the way, but there aren't that many shortcuts. You have to do a lot of work, and it takes time. And there's no way around the work and no way around the time. It just takes time. It takes effort and time and continued interactions to build customer trust. When they're willing just to send over a PO, there's someone they sent over to the year before. Like, I get a lot of POs just out of the blue. I got several this morning. People that order because they ordered 6 months ago or a year ago, and that takes time to build that. So even if someone getting started right now, they could probably get some, but I'm probably going to outgrow you. So it's just the way it goes. And I'm not really full of myself in that way, but I've learned to be self-aware and identify particular strengths and areas that I excel at and areas I don't excel at. So please, any further questions? And people come in and go in here, not a lot of questions, and that's cool. I'm happy to just talk about myself, but what I would love to do is to answer some questions, some more questions, provide some kind of value at a couple things about eBay. Someone asked about FBA on Amazon. Earbuds sold under the brand TFD Supplies. So if you just Google TFD Supplies, you'll see as far as the website, the Amazon listings, all of that. If you're interested in a little more about me personally as the entrepreneur and hard-working businessman, founder type thing, just do a Google search for Tyler Douthit. You're already seeing me here, so you know how to spell my name, Tyler Douthitt. But you can already spell it if you're following me in some way here. But just Google search for that. You can find anything about me. You'll find the different social media channels I'm active on, the audio podcast stations, maybe news articles. If you're looking to follow me on Snapchat, which is the only way that I interact with on the weekend. So if you're looking to get the full unabridged version of what it is I do in my everyday life, Snapchat, Tyler Douthit, the number 1 on the end. Tyler Douthitt with the number 1 on the end. That's on Snapchat. Everything else is Tyler Douthit, but Snapchat has a 1 on the end. Why I couldn't get that, I could never figure it out. It seemed like it was open. I couldn't find any users there, but I had to put a 1 on the end. Didn't want to. Just all you can do is adapt. That's so much of what people, I feel is lacking in so many ways is looking for sympathy and unwillingness to adapt, because no matter how we like it, the world keeps spinning. The world's going to change. Market's going to change. Consumer demands are going to change. Employer demands are going to change. Job opportunities are going to change. What's required to get ahead, to not get ahead, skills, training sets, all of that changes. And people like to cry that they went to school for this and now it's not needed, or they did this and now it's not needed, or they started a business of taxi cabs and now Uber's putting them out of business. I empathize with that because that's hard and I have feelings. At the same time, the world's evolved for a long time and will continue to evolve regardless of how you feel about it. I'm not going to pretend that any of us are big enough to really change the world. Maybe you're that person, one out of 100 million that changes the world, but most of us just live in the world. All we can do is adapt, try to look at the future, and do our best to position ourselves for it. Here's a question. When would you recommend your own website for e-commerce rather than Amazon? Definitely Amazon first. Well, no, I would suggest doing them at the same time. It's getting a domain and hosting and something like Shopify or PrestaShop. Those are very low cost ways to get going. Maybe $20-30 a month to have your own presence established on your own site. So I would do that, which doesn't take long or much money to set up. And then I would also at the same time list those same products on Amazon, and especially Amazon Prime. Now you're going to make less money probably on Amazon per sale than you would on your own site, and you also have less control. There's also risks with reviews, A to Z claims, feedback, all of these things, which seller metrics are hardcore on Amazon. I give refunds, no questions asked, for almost anyone that has a problem because of how important those ratings and feedbacks are. But you'll sell more items, especially at first. The marketplace is so vast. You'll sell more items at first on Amazon, and if you do various kind of branding on your products, you have to be careful what you put in the packaging, because they don't like you to try to purposefully siphon sales away in packaging or literature. But if you happen to have a name of a business that you put on there, people might come back to you over time. And like I said, it's taken me years. I've been working 2 hard years, and I managed to siphon off 15% of my business off of Amazon. So it takes time because people love Amazon. It's a household name. Everybody and their sister knows Amazon. They've got an account. No friction. Go to it, check out, bam. You don't have to create an account. They already have accounts. You don't have to do anything like that. So you have to realize that it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to be able to effectively siphon customers off of Amazon, just because they're so big and established and only growing bigger. At the same time, you want to continue to try because it's a lower risk, and if you're dependent on any particular marketplace, it does sometimes make you vulnerable, which is what no business wants. No person wants that, because if you get some super crazy irate customer or some weird situation, they kick sellers off sometimes, which is why I don't live in fear. I'm not going to say that, but I live in awareness that it can be taken away pretty easily, which is why I am so hardcore on impressing customers each and every order on Amazon, over delivering refunds, reships, whatever it takes, because their feedback is so important, more important than it's ever been. Social media and the availability of the reviews and A to Z claims and feedbacks on products and on sellers on Amazon. So yeah, to answer the question, I do both at the same time because it doesn't take a lot of time or a lot of money to get your own identity established, but then realize that Amazon's going to go faster at first, a lot faster at first, and over time you can work over time to pull customers away. But it takes time, and you're never going to be as big as Amazon is. Let's just be real about that too. You're never going to be Amazon. So all you can do is use them to your advantage. But being too reliant on Amazon is coming to Australia. I'm surprised it's not already there, to be honest. I'm guessing you might mean Amazon Prime. Is going to stand up for a second here. My foot's falling asleep. I'm guessing you mean Amazon Prime. Yeah, I do Amazon Prime in Canada. I was going to go into Europe, but I didn't have the manpower, and we're moving, so I didn't want to deal with changing addresses in languages I don't speak, because the forums over there are all in French and Italian and all these. So I didn't deal with that right now. Probably early, mid next year, gonna push hard into the European markets on Amazon. But yeah, so, and just the way that goes with that. And I only got a few minutes to check my time here. I've got about 3 minutes left. So I got time for maybe 1 or 2 more questions. Can people make money on Amazon? Absolutely. Absolutely, you can make money on Amazon. It's not easy. Just like anything else, can people dunk a basketball? Sure. If you have the right skill set, if you're built the right way, you can dunk a basketball. At the same time, I'm probably never going to dunk just because it's not where I excel at. That's just how it is. People can make money on Amazon. Lots of people look at Amazon, and there's a wide range of sellers and the kind of money they make. Some might make $100 a month extra cash, and to a lot of people, that makes $100 a month in your pocket is something to be serious. Now, to a lot of people, that might not be worth their time, but to a lot of people, if you make $100 a week on Amazon, that's a car payment. So there's no way to downplay the thought of extra money, the gigging economy side income. There's also lots of people that make a lot of money on Amazon. Not to toot my horn, but one of those people is me. And it's not easy, and it takes years to establish yourself, because Amazon they reward the best sellers. So it's a very unfair system, but they expect the customer to be more satisfied if they give preference to a higher ranking seller. The better you sell, the more you're rewarded, the better you sell. It's a cycle that rewards the best performing sellers, and it's harder to break into it because someone that with 1,000 positive feedbacks is probably going to provide a better experience than someone with 1 positive feedback, just the way it works. So they reward those people much better. But you can make money. Lots of people make 6 figures a year selling on Amazon. Lots and lots and lots of people. Now, can everyone do it? I can't say everyone can do it, but lots of people do. What are you selling? Earbuds. Probably the last question. What am I selling? I sell earbuds like you do with listen to phones, tablets, computers, things like that, under the brand TFD Supplies. So TFD Supplies, just Google that, search on Amazon. That's what I sell. I cater to the bulk market, not the individual person that needs one. I cater to the market of people that need 100 or 500 or 1,000. The other day I sold 8,000 earbuds to a place in Florida. So I cater to the bulk market, but I sell earbuds, and the largest on USA selling for earbuds in the bulk market, also in Canada. And I am, as far as I can tell, I hate my state. I'm not sure what that means. Do you physically ship them? They're all on Amazon Prime. I do ship some from my home office, but almost all of them are done through Amazon Prime. SA, I'm an iPhone user. Different things, Samsung, big brand though. Well, everybody, I wish I could have more time now, but I gotta go take the little lady to school. So thank you everyone for watching. Please consider following me on Snapchat, Tyler Douthit, the number 1, or please consider following me on any of the audio stations as far as SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Anchor, under my name. Just search Tyler Douthit on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, or Anchor, and you'll find my podcast stuff there. Thank you very much for listening. I hope it provided some kind of value to you today.